due to network issues. Yeah, it started. So now let's see about infrared spectroscopy. What is infrared means? IR spectroscopy. Since we are using the radiation, infrared radiation, it is called as infrared spectroscopy. So when we get spectrum means there is an interaction between matter and infrared radiation. Matter represents, already we have discussed under UV visible spectroscopy. Matter is nothing but an analyte or substance or sample which is going to be analyzed. So when it is interacted with IR radiation, the spectrum and the study will be called as infrared spectroscopy. Okay. Here where the IR radiation lies in electromagnetic spectrum. This is electromagnetic spectrum. So in the spectrum where IR radiation lies in the spectrum, you can observe gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays. That means here you can find the increase in wavelength. This towards this side, right hand side, you can observe the increasing in wavelength. That represents decreasing energy of radiation. So gamma rays will be having high energy since wavelength is less. So next to gamma rays, X-rays, then ultraviolet UV and visible radiation, what we have discussed under previous absorption and emission spectroscopic methods. Now we are moving on to infrared light. This infrared radiations are less energy comparing, will be having less energy comparing with UV and visible radiation. Okay. And this infrared radiations are utilized for structural elucidation purpose. That is why this spectroscopy has been characterized under structural elucidation spectroscopic method. Okay. So it is an electromagnetic radiation with a longer wavelength than visible light. So it is longer than visible light. You can observe here it is longer than visible light. So next to visible radiation, that means after 800 nanometer, what is the range of ultraviolet and U means visible radiation from 200 to 800 nanometer. So infrared radiation starts at 800 nanometer. So this is the infrared region. That is next to visible radiation. So n wavelength of visible light will be the starting of infrared radiation, and this infrared region is divided into three regions. One is near IR region, that is near to visible light. Then next one is mid IR region, then far IR region. Okay, from the visible light, infrared region is divided into three portions. One is near IR, then mid IR, then far IR. Near IR is near to visible radiation or visible spectrum in the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. So it will be having higher energy. Near IR radiation will be having higher energy since wavelength will be less here at the starting point of infrared radiation. Then mid IR will be having somewhat low energy comparing with near IR region. Then far IR, that is far away from visible radiation. So that is called as far IR region will be having low energy comparing with near IR. So according to the energy of radiation, it is and the applications of each region, it is divided into three regions: near IR, mid IR, and far IR. Okay, so near IR will be having highly energetic radiation, and amount of energy will be less for mid IR and far IR. Far IR will be having very low energy radiations. Where near IR will be applicable for near IR, where it will be applicable means inorganic samples analysis. Inorganics, elements analysis, elemental analysis near IR, where mid IR will be applicable for organic sample analysis. Organic sample analysis, where far IR will be applicable for macromolecules analysis. Okay, so according to the applications, it is divided into three categories: near, far, and mid IR. So which will be applicable mostly for our pharmaceutical drug analysis purpose, whether inorganic region or organic region or some macromolecules region. Like vitamins, those all can be analyzed. Uh, Proteins, this all can be analyzed by far IR. which will be covering all chemical molecules analysis range. Which IR radiation will be widely applicable for sample analysis or structural elucidation of samples, whether near IR, mid IR, or far IR? It will be mid IR, okay, mid IR, that is applicable for organic samples. Definitely all the molecules will be organic in nature. There will be of hydrocarbons, carbon, hydrogen, it will be existing. So that mid IR region will be widely used, and the range of mid IR will be varying from 4000 centimeter inverse to 4000 centimeter inverse to 667 centimeter inverse. Okay, 4000 to, I'll type the region in that box. You can observe, okay, 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse. Already we have seen and the wave properties that IR radiation is measured with centimeter inverse wave numbers. It is measured with its wave numbers, okay, not with wavelength. Since it is applicable for structural elucidation purpose, we need to analyze the number of waves passed inside the molecule. That is why we'll be using wave numbers for this, and this wave number is directly proportional to frequency, and it is directly proportional to energy of radiation, right? When number of waves are increased, frequency will be increased, energy also will be increased, right? The same concept only here. So energy will be, so this higher radiation, since it is measured with centimeter inverse wave numbers, it may be called as frequency. Radiation, we can say it as IR frequency also. Since the radiation is directly proportional to frequency, wave numbers are directly proportional to frequency, so we can call it as IR frequency, and it is applicable for analyzing vibration energy of the molecule. How it will be interacting with the molecule? Here it is said that it is interacting with the analyte. At what level it is interacting? At vibrational energy level. Molecular energies will be electronic energy, vibrational energy, translational energy, and rotational energy. These are all the energies will be present in the molecule. What are the types? Translational energy, electronic energy, molecular energies. Different types of molecular energies are electronic, where UV visible radiation have been affecting electronic energy of the molecule. That's why that is coming under electronic spectroscopy, right? Where IR spectroscopy will be interacting with the molecule at vibrational level. Okay, so vibrational energy will be affected. So IR radiation may be called as vibrational radiation or vibrational frequency. Higher frequency, since it is measured with wave number, we can call it as frequency also. So this higher frequency may be called as vibrational frequency, since it is affecting vibrational energy of the molecule. Okay, and this vibrational energy is nothing but will be composed of many number of rotational energies. Okay, vibrational energies will be composing of many number of rotational energies. So the composition of vibrational energy will be number of many number of rotational energies. So it is the combination of vibrational rotational spectra. And vibrational energy will be having higher energy level. Okay, molecular, comparing with rotational energy, vibrational energy will be having higher energy, okay, than rotational energy. That is what combination of rotational energies will be equal to vibrational energy. Okay, and this vibrational energy of the molecule will be analyzed by IR spectroscopy. So IR spectroscopy may be called as vibrational spectroscopy. What is the other name for IR spectroscopy? Vibrational spectroscopy. Why it is called as vibrational spectroscopy? Is since it affects vibrational energy of the molecule. Okay, whether all are listening?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the other name for IR spectroscopy?
Vibrational
What is the
spectroscopy.
other name for IR spectroscopy?
Vibrational.
Vibrational.
Sepa?
Vibrational
Vibrational spectroscopy.
spectroscopy.
Vibrational spectroscopy. Okay. And this according to the regions, I'll say how what kind of spectra and what kind of energy level near IR radiation, mid IR radiation and far IR radiations are affecting the molecule. Where near IR radiation, we already seen that near IR radiation will be having higher energy since it has lower wavelength when comparing with other regions. So it will be have composing only with vibrational energy. It will be affecting merely with vibrational energy of the molecule. So whatever spectrum we are getting from near IR region is called as vibrational spectrum, and this region may be called as vibrational spectral region. Which one? Near IR region. Since it is having higher energy, higher energy means around 12,400 centimeter inverse. In the numericals, 12,400 centimeter inverse. And it is the starting region, that is 800 nanometer, that will be equal to 12,400 centimeter inverse. So it will be the higher value comparing with your mid-IR region, that already seen that 4,000 to 667 is mid-IR region. So 12,400 to 4,000 centimeter inverse is what? Near IR region, near IR. So near IR will be called as near IR. Spelling wrong. Near IR will be called as vibrational spectral region. Vibrational spectral region. Vibrational spectral region. Okay. Since vibrational energy will be composing of higher energy of the molecule, so the radiation also will be having higher energy. That is what is called as vibrational spectral region. Okay. So that only elements can be analyzed. In order to activate elements, we require higher energy. That is why inorganic elements can be analyzed by near IR region. Okay. Next is mid IR, where it starts at 4,000 centimeter inverse. So from 12,400 to 4,000 will be considered as near IR, that is vibrational spectral region. And next is what lower energy we are moving, that is from 4,000 to 667 centimeter inverse will be mid IR region. Where the molecules will be composed of, mainly organic molecules will be composed of both vibrational and rotational energy levels. So that will be interacting with the vibrational and rotational energy of the radiation. Okay, IR radiation. So mid IR region is called as vibrational rotational spectral region. Okay, since it will be composed of both the energy levels, and the IR radiation, mid IR radiation will affect both vibrational energy and rotational energy of the molecule. Mid IR spectrum will be called as, this region will be called as what? Vibrational rotational region. Vibrational rotational region. Since it affects the molecule both the energy levels, so that it is called as vibrational rotational spectral region, which on mid IR range. Mid IR range. What is the mid IR range? 4,000 to 667 centimeter inverse. What is the near IR range? 12,400 to 4,000 centimeter inverse. That is higher energy region. This is mid energy region, medium energy region. And next one is far IR. Far IR, then where it will start at 667, it will start and it will end at 50 centimeter inverse. Far IR ends at 50 centimeter inverse. So the total IR region ends at 50 centimeter inverse. So it starts at 12,400 centimeter inverse and it ends at 50 centimeter inverse. And then microwave region is started in the electromagnetic spectrum. Where far IR will be having very less energy, so it can affect only rotational energy level of the molecule. So the spectra obtained from this analysis may be called as rotational spectra, and the region is called as a rotational spectral region. Since it affects only rotational energy level of the molecule, it is called as rotational spectral region. So far IR region is called as rotational spectral region. Okay, since the energy level is low, It can affect only rotational energy level of the molecule. The spectrum obtained from this may be called as rotational spectrum, and the region is called as rotational spectral region. Okay, so this is what about IR regions, various IR regions. If you know this only, you can easily go with other principle and techniques. So which will be mostly useful for us to learn mid-IR region. Which IR region will be mostly useful for us? Mid-IR region, that is from 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse for analyzing organic molecules. Okay. So vibrational rotational spectral region will be applicable for organic molecules analysis. Organic molecules analysis. So in order to get structural information of organic molecules, we must use mid-IR region. So widely used IR region is mid-IR region for organic molecules. Okay. So for lower energy molecules, in order to get only rotational spectra, we can go with far IR. In order to get only vibrational spectra, then we can go with near IR. If we want to get vibrational rotational spectra, then we can go with mid IR. Now let's move on with mid IR region. And this mid IR region is again divided into two regions. Okay. What is the range of mid IR region? You can type your answers in the chat box. What is the range of mid IR region? Now you forget about other regions. Now we'll focus on only mid-IR region. You know now how many regions are there? 3 regions. Their applications, their different names, you know. Yes, 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse. 667. Okay, Rubeshwaran is right. 667, accurately it is 667 centimeter inverse. In some instruments we'll be analyzing from 4000 to 400 also, but the peaks up to 667 only are considered. So why we are giving from higher value to lower value means, since centimeter inverse is given in the readings of inverse we are giving, that's why it is starting from higher to lower. Always higher region you need to say from higher region to lower region, unlike UV visible range. You are saying from lower to higher. You used to say always from lower to higher, right? But higher range you should say from higher to lower value. Okay. So in this 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse, again it is divided into two regions. Okay, what is the other name? Vibrational region. Can you see the slides? I got a call, that's why it was disconnected. Can you type your answers? So vibrational region is called as vibrational rotational spectral region is mid-IR. Here vibrational spectral region of mid-IR is called as functional group region. Note down this, functional group region. Functional group region. Okay. Vibrational spectral region in mid-IR is known as functional group region. So between 4000 and 667, what does the functional group region means? It starts from 4000 and it ends at 1500 centimeter inverse. It ends at 1500 centimeter inverse. So from 4000 to 1500 centimeter inverse is called as functional group region. Okay. Why it is called as functional group region? We can find or we can determine functional group present in the molecule which you are going to analyze. That is your analyte. From the analyte, what functional group it is having, that can be analyzed and interpreted from functional group region of IR spectrum. Okay. The next region, that is the rotational spectral region, is called as fingerprint region. Okay, fingerprint region. Fingerprint region. Okay. So why it is called as fingerprint? We can find out the basic nucleus present in the molecule. whether aliphatic or aromatic, or substituted, or whatever, meta substituted, para substituted, all basic information for that molecule what you are analyzing will be obtained from this region, that is fingerprint region. Okay, so where it starts at 1500 centimeter inverse and where it will be ending at 667 centimeter inverse. So fingerprint region ends at 667 centimeter inverse. Okay. So this is all about IR regions. Why I am discussing firstly about IR region means if you are knowing this thoroughly, then we can easily understand all other concepts. So be thorough with this regions now. Okay. So what is the mid-IR region? 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse. Okay, this mid-IR, what are the two types? It is divided according to the energy levels, according to the applications and its energy levels. It is divided into two regions: functional group region and fingerprint region. And functional group region will be having higher energy levels, so the spectrum will be, that region spectrum is called as vibrational spectral region, where fingerprint region is rotational spectral region. Okay, functional group region ranges 4000 to 1500 centimeter inverse. Okay, fingerprint region is from 1500 to 667 centimeter inverse. Fingerprint will be composed of all rotational spectral region, rotational energy, rotational spectrum will be giving or following the spectrum between fingerprint region, where all vibrational energy changes will be observed in functional group region. Okay, vibrational energy changes, where rotational energy changes will be observed at fingerprint. This is the difference between two regions. Okay, functional group region will give about the information of functional group present in the molecule, and the fingerprint will give the information about basic nucleus exist in the molecule. So from this only, from these two regions only, we can get information about structure, chemical structure of the molecule. That is the main application of IR spectroscopy. That is why I have characterized or categorized this IR spectroscopy under structural elucidation spectroscopy. What is the other name then? Vibrational spectroscopy. Okay, and here mid-IR is called as vibrational rotational spectral region, since it is applicable for analyzing vibrational and rotational energy changes in the molecule, and that leaves functional group and fingerprint regions for the molecule. So from which we can analyze accurately what functional group the molecule is having. So in order to analyze each functional group and each bond atoms present in the molecule, we are measuring the IR radiation in centimeter inverse. Okay, based on its application only, we are measuring the radiation at centimeter inverse wave numbers. Okay, hope you have understood the applications and why we are going to study about IR spectroscopy, right? So now let's move on to the next slide. Whether you have any doubt in this, then we'll clarify here itself. Now then we'll move on to the next slide of this presentation. Clear about regions now? No response? Okay, thank you, Monisha. Now let's move on with actual concepts behind IR spectroscopy. That is principle behind IR spectroscopy. It's not loading. Here you can observe in this slide, you can observe visible light. It is NIR represents near IR, this is mid IR, this is far IR. Okay, these are the three regions. This starts at 12,400, ends at 4,000. Here it starts at 4,000, ends at 667. This starts at 667, ends at 50 centimeter inverse. Near IR is vibrational spectral region. Mid IR is vibrational rotational spectral region. This is only rotational spectral region. Okay, hope you are clear about with this regions. Okay. Now let's move on to the different types of vibrational energy changes in the molecule. Okay. Okay, that means how infrared radiation interacts with the matter. Once it is passed on to the substance, what actually happens in the molecule, so that it gives spectra in mid-IR region, that is in function group and fingerprint region. Okay, now let's see about different types of vibrational changes. There are two changes will be occurring. Already we have seen the molecule will be having vibrational energy and rotational energy, where higher radiation affect these two energy levels in the molecule, vibrational and rotational energy levels. So when it affects, the molecule will go for two types of vibrational changes, vibrational or rotational energy changes. And one is, just a second, I am getting a call. அக்கா கிளாஸ்க்கா ஆமாக்கா இப்போதான் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. நான் கூப்பிட்றேன் மறுபடியும். நான் பண்ணி விடுறேன், ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்துட்டேன். So here you can see how it interacts with the matter molecule, how it interacts with the matter, that is your analyte. Just a second. So consider that the molecule is having one central atom and two atoms are attached to it. In organic molecule, now we are going to see about only organic molecules. Since IR is applicable for organic molecules analysis, now we are going to see about organic molecules. So definitely it will be having carbon and hydrogen. So the central atom must be carbon. Okay. So the attached atoms, you consider this as hydrogen atom. So this will be of CH2 group in a molecule. Okay. So let's consider what are the changes it will be having when it is absorbing IR radiation. Okay, when IR radiation will be interacting with the molecule means, what is IR radiation is? Vibrational radiation. That means it will affect the vibrational energy of the molecule. So in order to affect vibrational energy of the molecule, what infrared radiation should have? It has to match with the vibrational energy of the molecule. So to absorb, to get absorbed by the molecule, infrared radiation should match with the energy of the molecule, or the energy of the molecule and energy of the radiation should be in equilibrium. Okay, vibrational energy level of the radiation, higher radiation which you are passing to the sample, and the vibrational energy of the molecule, when both energies are meeting equilibrium, then the molecule will get absorbed by the IR radiation. So once the IR radiation energy is absorbed by the molecule, that is external energy absorbed by the molecule, what happens? The bonds present in the atom will be going for stretching and bending vibrations. Okay, there will be two processes will occur once the IR radiation is passed into the sample. One process is called as stretching, another process is called as bending. Okay, another process is called as bending. Bending vibrations are called as deformations. Where stretching vibrations are called as, actually they will be having higher energy. That means stretching will be giving what? A higher energy spectrum. If the molecule is going for stretching, then you will get spectrum in functional group region. So what is functional group region? That is higher energy region, vibrational spectral region, right? So vibrational energy changes will occur at a higher energy level, and that process is called as stretching. Okay, when rotational energy level changes occurs in the molecule, you will get the spectrum in fingerprint region for this vibration, for this kind of vibration, and this is called as deformation, or it may be called as bending vibrations. Bending vibrations. Wait, let me type in the chat box. Stretching and bending. Stretching and bending. Stretching and bending vibrations. So two energy changes will occur, stretching and bending. This is the types of vibrational changes occurs when an infrared radiation interacts with the matter. Okay, what are the two kind of vibrational changes occurs in the molecule? Hmm? Stretching and bending. Now let's see types of stretching. Okay, so in this slide itself it is shown the types of stretching. One is symmetric stretching, another one is asymmetric stretching. Anti-symmetric we will not call, we will call it as asymmetric. Asymmetric stretching. One is symmetric, another one is asymmetric. Symmetric means what? Simultaneously, the some process will occur simultaneous or same. Okay, similar type of reaction, something. Okay, asymmetric means non-uniform. Okay, it will be not in uniform condition. So what will be uniform and what will be non-uniform? That is bond length. You can see here what are all the for vibrational energy changes. What are all the things are involving in the compound? Atoms and bonds. In the CH2, consider this red color is C, the white color is hydrogen atoms, carbon atom and hydrogen atom that is bind with a sigma bond. Okay. So electrons are contributing for bond formation from two atoms and the bond has been formed. Okay. Now IR radiation is absorbed by these atoms and bonds. So what are the two things are involving? Atoms and bonds. Okay. In IR absorption, atoms and bonds. So when what changes will occur when IR radiation is get into the molecule? This bond length will be varying. It will be altered. So when bond length will be altered, to alter this fixed bond length, we require higher energy. So when bond to what we can say, in order to stretch the bond, okay, we need to apply external energy. So when it will be going for stretching, why we need to stretch the bond or increase the stretching or decrease the stretching means, we have to characterize the molecule. What kind of atom is attached and what kind of bond it is having, whether double bond or single bond, whether it is attached with hydrogen or other atom. To analyze or to characterize the structure of the molecule, in order to characterize the structure of the molecule only, we are passing IR radiation, external source as radiation energy, and we are analyzing the molecule. Okay. Until we apply some radiation or external energy, we cannot analyze the molecule what it is, right? That is what we are applying electromagnetic radiation as IR radiation, whereby it goes for stretching and bending vibrations. Okay. So during stretching process, it will go for symmetric stretching or asymmetric stretching. What is symmetric means? With respect to the central atom, these two atoms will be stretching simultaneously. That means either bond length will be increased simultaneously for both the atoms or decreased simultaneously for the both the atoms. Okay. It will be either increasing or decreasing. What will be increasing? Bond length. Bond length will be, it is depending on bond length. Stretching will be depending on bond length. Okay. Stretching will be depending on bond length. When bond length is for two atoms, when bond length for two atoms, what two atoms? Hydrogen atoms, which is central atom, carbon atom. So with respect to carbon atom, these two hydrogen atoms bond length, if it is increasing or decreasing simultaneously, then it is called as symmetric stretching. Okay, symmetric stretching. And this stretching vibration cannot be observed in IR region. It cannot be observed in IR region. Okay, we cannot find in IR region. Okay, where asymmetric stretching only can be observed in IR region, where asymmetric stretching will be observed in Raman spectral region. Raman spectral we are not studying here, so only IR region will be studying, but we should know what are the stretching vibrational changes will occur. This symmetric stretching will not give spectrum in IR region. To give spectrum in IR region, there is two important rules must rules are there. A molecule must be following these two rules. So what are the two rules for giving IR spectrum beams? One is the molecule must be, or the particular group must be having dipole moment. Dipole moment. Dipole moment means it must be having positive and negatively charged groups. Okay, dipole moment must be there for the group to give spectrum in IR region. If and it should not have centrosymmetric. Okay, it should not be centrosymmetric. Centrosymmetric. Symmetric means with respect to central atom, it should not have same, that is symmetric vibration should not be there. And same atoms should not be there. C is attached with C, both the atoms are hydrogen atom. Carbon is attached with two hydrogen atoms. It may be, if instead of hydrogen atom, if other atom is present also, then it may give IR region or IR spectrum, or it can absorb IR spectrum. But if it is not having, if both the atoms are uniform and if it is centrosymmetric, it cannot give spectrum at IR region. So these two rules must be followed for a molecule to give IR to give spectra in IR region. Okay, so symmetric vibration will not give spectrum at IR region, where asymmetric stretching will give spectrum at IR region. Now let's see what is asymmetric vibration or asymmetric stretching vibration. Asymmetric, what happens in a stretching? What is stretching in represents? Either bond length of the atoms will be increased or decreased. If it is simultaneously increasing or decreasing, then it is symmetric stretching. If alternatively decreasing or increasing, then it is asymmetric or antisymmetric stretching. When one bond length is increasing, another will be decreasing. When another increasing, another will be decreasing. Likewise, alternatively bond lengths are decreasing and increasing, then that type of stretching will be asymmetric. So it is not centrosymmetric. So this kind of stretching vibrations can give spectrum in IR region, mainly in functional group region. Okay. Since why I'm saying functional group, the stretching will be composed with higher energy level, that is vibrational energy level. Vibration means bond is vibrated for stretching. How the bond will be? It is like a spring. Means remember that it is a spring and it is not fixed one. So it will be moving and moving away from the central atom or moving towards the central atom. Flexible bond. Okay, so it can stretching represents like spring, it is stretching or either increasing or decreasing. Okay, so that is how the molecules will be changing with vibrational energy levels, and it will give a spectrum in vibrational region, IR region. Then next is, so this is about stretching vibration. Next we'll move on to the bending vibrations, that is deformations. Deformation only here it is given. I'll say about the types of deformation. Deformation is otherwise called as bending vibration. Bending vibrations. Bending is of two types, wagging and twisting. Sorry, in plane bending and out of plane bending. In plane bending and out of plane bending. Out of plane bending. Okay. There are two types of bending vibrations, in plane bending and out of plane bending. Plane represents with respect to the central atom. What is central atom? Carbon atom. That you consider that is as plane for other two atoms. If the two atoms are inside the plane, then the bending vibration is called as in plane bending. If the two atoms are outside the plane, then it is called as out of plane bending. Bending represents just rotation of the molecule. So it depends on rotational energy of the molecule, where it depends on bond angle. Okay, bond angle of the molecule. It depends on bond angle of the molecule. This is angle between two bonds. So deformation occurs at bond angle, where stretching occurs at bond length. To stretch the bond, we require more energy. To bend the bond, does not require much energy. Only rotational energy changes occurs. Okay. You consider that bond is rotating. So if it rotates inside the plane, that means two atoms are moving inside the plane simultaneously, then it is called as wagging. Wagging is a type of in-plane bending where two atoms inside the plane, it will be moving on the same side. That means when one atom is going on right hand side, another atom will also go on right hand side. If one is moving on left hand side, another also will be moving on left hand side. Likewise, oscillating here and there. Okay, inside the plane, it will be oscillating. So that will be called as wagging. Okay, if two atoms are moving oppositely like scissor, okay, scissor, how you will operate scissors, both the corners will be either it will be coming close or it will be going away, but not on the same side, opposite side, right? So that type of bending is called as twisting. So inside the plane itself, if both the atoms are moving opposite from each other, then that is called twisting process. Twisting. Okay. So in plane bending is of two types. One is wagging, another one is twisting. And next one is out of plane bending. That means atoms are moving outside the plane. With respect to central atom, atoms are moving outside the plane. Okay. So what are the two types of atoms that is moving? Sorry, wagging and twisting will be out of plane bending. I wrongly said. In plane bending will be, I'll explain what is wagging and twisting again. Scissoring and rocking. Okay. Scissoring and rocking will be in plane bending. Scissoring and rocking will be in plane bending. Scissoring means like function like scissors, moving towards each other or away from each other. That is called scissoring inside the plane. Rocking us, both will be going on the same side. Okay, left hand and right hand side, both the atoms will be simultaneously going. So that is called rocking process. So scissoring and rocking will be in plane bending. Wagging and twisting will be out of plane bending. Wagging, where in wagging process, two atoms simultaneously move outside the plane. Okay, and if upside, if it is moving, then both atoms will be going upside and both the atoms will be coming downside, likewise moving together. So that is called wagging, out of plane bending. Then twisting is when one atom moves up, another atom will be moving down, like twisting your hands. Okay, during exercise you will be twisting, no? Likewise, one hand when it is going up, likewise one atom will be going up, another atom will be going down. Likewise, another atom when it is going up, another will be coming down. That is called as twisting. These are out of plane bending. So these are all the types of vibrational energy changes. So wagging, twisting, scissoring, rocking and all bending vibrations or deformations, it is called as, okay, and it will be composed of only rotational energy level changes, where vibrational energy changes will be of stretching. Asymmetric stretching particularly will give IR radiation. Why I say, right? Two rules it must be following the molecule, that is dipole moment, and it should not be centrosymmetric. The group should not be centrosymmetric to give IR radiation. Okay. So with this I stop today's class. In the next class we will discuss about remaining part, instrumentation, working applications and all. Okay. Hope you have understood. Now we have seen what is IR spectroscopy, what are the different types of IR regions, and how it interacts with the molecule. Types of stretching, vibrations we have seen. This symmetric, asymmetric, then the bending vibrations, in plane, out of plane, in plane, scissoring and rocking, out of plane, wagging and twisting. These are all the types of vibrational changes in the molecules. Hope you have understood. Is there any doubt? If not, we'll meet in the next class. So 3 to 4 will be your practical class. Tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining part of IR spectroscopy. Thank you all. Is there any doubt? Clear, no? Okay, pa. Thank you. Thank you all for your response. Thank you, pa. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class. Bye then.
Thank you.
Thank you for submitting your assignments once again.